Yeah, welcome back, y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna do a little of this Hall of Fame stuff because I know this stuff's going on and they're getting ready, getting kind of close to announcing who the Hall of Famers are this year. One of the things that I want to talk about is that some of these guys who need to be in the Hall of Fame. I'm gonna give you my list on who I think should be a Hall of Fame. Who should be? I think the Hall of Famers of this year, being that from last year, from last year, what you had is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You had 7. Having 7, I believe. And the funny thing about that, let me put it like this here. I've never really been the one to sit up there. I don't. Coaches, that's one thing. When they start talking about general managers and all them guys and owners, I really don't take that shit seriously. I'm just going to be real with you. I could really care less about that. I want players and coaches. All right, all them other guys and Bobby Betterts and all this, that, and the other, and these owners and Jerry Jones. I'm real, owners and GMs. I mean, they contribute as contributors and whatnot, but that's still those votes are taken away from guys that really deserve to be in the Hall of Fame as players. Now, the guys that I got it this year: Tony Gonzalez first ballot, Ed Reed, the great Ed Reed, Champ Bailey, Alan Faneca, who there should be no question. I know he's a guard, and everybody's hollering about Tony Baselli. Now, I did a piece about that of Tony Baselli, which I'll give you that link. I'll give you that link up here and whatnot about that. I did why Tony Baselli isn't in the Hall of Fame, and I've already spoke about that. And that was last year. February 10th will probably be around the time of the bank. It'll be a whole year that I actually did that particular video and whatnot. 90 games. Yeah, I'm not gonna say no more. But as far as an offensive lineman is concerned, Alan Faneca did everything that you would want that of a offensive lineman. And it's so funny because everybody keeps screaming about Baselli, but nobody is screaming about Faneca. Faneca was a 6-time All-Pro, 9-time Pro Bowler, and he got it as a ring. And he's been on multiple winning teams. What else do you want this guy to do? You follow what I'm saying? So I just find that funny. But Alan Faneca, Edgerrin James. Go back to Edgerrin James. People talk about Edgerrin James and what it is and whatnot. You take Edgerrin James from 99, got drafted in 99. From 1999 to 2005 alone with the Colts alone, the Colts was 77-35. They won the AFC South 4 times. He played in one AFC championship game. He had a chance to go to the Super Bowl with the Arizona Cardinals where they would lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? But you look at what he did in his years with the Colts alone. In 7 years, 9,226 yards and 64 touchdowns. And he was nice coming out the backfield, catching the ball. Just alone from that, he should definitely get recognition for being that of a Hall of Famer, being that of one of the best backs to play the game. And in that time, I've said my criteria has always been play at least a decade in the game. You play a decade, right? I give you that. You play a decade in the game, right? Give me some All-Pro years, right? Give me some All-Pro years, and you've been in the playoffs, and your team was good with you there, and whatnot. If your team is with you there, then somebody like him, there's no reason why Edgerrin James shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame when you start going down the line of what his accomplishments was and what he basically did. Like I said, 9,226 yards, 64 touchdowns. That was in 7 years with that of the Colts. And the only reason why he gets the gas face, so to speak, is the fact that you had the great Peyton Manning there, you had Marvin Harrison there, and it was such a threat of throwing the ball all the time, where he basically got, in my opinion, overlooked. So when you get overlooked like that, those are the things that unfortunately ends up happening with somebody like with Edgerrin James. But Edgerrin James is definitely, in my opinion, maybe not but he should get in the Hall based on what he's done, because he like I said, he did some great things with that particular team, the Indianapolis Colts, and still got the Super Bowl with that of the team of the Arizona Cardinals. And there's no reason why he shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. He should get in. I'm picking him to actually get in, because they should put him in the Hall of Fame just based upon what he was doing at the time and what he contributed to that team. And it's just sad that you'll penalize him because of him playing with Peyton Manning and the likes. And he should not be. He should not be. He should not be overlooked for that, in my opinion, and whatnot. With that of Edgerrin James, he should not be. But of course, they're going to do that. Four-time Pro Bowler, one-time All-Pro. You're talking about somebody, right, that played from '99 to 2. He played 11 years, right? He went over 1,500 yards 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Remember, in 2001, I think he ended up messing up his MCL, ACL, whichever. That's a year and a half thing to get back to. He comes back 2003, 1259, 11 touchdowns, 1548, 9 touchdowns. Come back 2005, age 27, 1506. Even with Arizona, 1159, he was still solid. You take his first few years. Come on, man. Why they won't give him that was beyond me. But like I said, yet Floyd Little's in the Hall of Fame. Now, I know it's a little different because things have grown and whatnot. But for somebody, even in modern day players and whatnot, and what Edgerrin James is, that's a Hall of Fame career. Point blank, that's a Hall of Fame career. And these guys, like I said, you need to judge these guys by the amount of years they play. You play a decade, and you went to some playoff games, and you was a Pro Bowler and All Pro, and the particular yards you put it, and you won, like I said, 77-35. I don't know what winning percentage that is, but that's pretty goddamn high. So he should definitely be up in there. Steve Atwater, I'm not getting at why he's not in the Hall of Fame. 2 rings. They gave 2 safeties. They got Ken Easley last year and Dawkins. Dawkins was like that. But like I said, Kenny Easley was that of because everybody likes to talk about my man from the Seattle Seahawks a lot. And I'm like, Atwater, I remember Atwater. Atwater, I'm a Texas kid. So Atwater played the Southwest Conference. He played at Arkansas. And I just remember his size in the Southwest Conference and coming up. And I just said, this cat, he's like that. And that hit on Christian McCoy, 2 rings. I don't know what else you want from the guy. He's one of the better safeties, the biggest safety, and one of the better safeties in the league at the time. Old time committee, I've already told y'all guys about Chuck Howley. I don't think I got to say anything else about Chuck Howley. There's no reason why the Hall of Fame cannot give me a reason on how come and why Chuck Howley is not in the Hall of Fame while them other guys in the Hall of Fame that played during this time at outside linebacker are in, and neither one of them have a ring. I've already spoken about that on why isn't Chuck Howley in the Hall of Fame? And I just don't get it. These guys who's supposed to be these writers or all these guys, I don't get it. Somebody in the comment section below can sit up there and talk to me about that and explain that to me. A lot of stuff that I get, a lot of information that I started getting over the past year. Is a Pro Football Journal is one of the best places you can go to. I don't know the gentleman's name, but his wealth of knowledge, I guess he might have was a coach or something like that, his wealth of knowledge on the topics and different things like that, even he's agreed about me with the whole Chuck Howley thing, and that's why I found out the whole thing about the Aaron Donald, basically found out about sack leaders in that of the league, right, in that of the league, or who in the Super Bowl era, and all that. I ended up finding out, I was like, man, their record is 5-2. And Aaron Donald is the 8th sack leader that was playing in the Super Bowl era. Right? But yeah, and I've said that, and those are my people who I think should be in the actual Hall of Fame. And should give them that, even though I probably don't think it's going to happen. But but everybody keeps screaming about this whole thing to Tony Boselli, man. I'm like, look, man, go check me out. I already told y'all about Tony Boselli last year. I love Boselli's game. I love this game. Boselli played in 90 games, dude. 90 games. 90 games. Walter Jones, Jonathan Ogden, Orlando Pace. Those was his contemporaries, man. All those guys played over a decade. A decade. My man played 5-6 years. That's it. He was done. You can't give him that. If you're going to do that, then you have to give Sterling Sharpe that. You have to give him that. You have to give him a gold jacket. If that's what you're going to do, because that's what's going to happen. Because if you give it to Boselli, you're going to have to give it to Sterling Sharpe. Because if you're looking at it from that perspective of what he could have been, if we're going on woulda, coulda, shoulda, if we're going to deal with that, then you have to give it to that Sterling Sharpe, who, if he woulda, coulda, was one of the better receivers, one of the best receivers that ever played the game. Bar none. He just got hurt. You know what I'm saying? Shit happens. I mean, and that's what it was. But if you're going to be, people keep hollering and screaming about Boselli. No, the only lineman that needs to be going in is Faneca. Alan Faneca, who played for that, got a ring, was on winning teams, all Pro Bowls, all the stuff that you wanted, graded out high, the whole 9 yards. All you got to do is go to, like I said, my man on Pro Football Journal, and you can find out all that stuff. But, and that's who's supposed to go, not Boselli. I don't think Boselli's supposed to get in. Sometimes these guys, supposed to get in just because you did not play enough. You have to play. People are hollering about Earl Campbell. I'm like, the difference between Earl Campbell and somebody like Boselli. Earl Campbell came out of college the best ball player, and his first 3 years in the league, he was the best player in the game. Then he took a team that was nothing, with no Pro Bowls, with no nothing. Go back to my earlier joints when I first started this back in 2017. I already told y'all about that. I ran down the line on the different of the all-pro players and Pro Bowl players that Terrell Davis had, as opposed to what Earl Campbell had. Earl Campbell had nothing in front of him. He sit up there and on his shoulders, on his legs, took that team to 2 AFC championship games. But as a running back, you can only do but so much. And that eventually would catch up with him, plus his running style, and he did that. Guys like Gale Sayers, because they revolutionized the game. Wasn't no guys making moves like Gale Sayers and stuff like that prior to that. You had other guys, from Joe Perry and all them other different cats like that, but they didn't have the swivel hips and the different things that Gale Sayers did. He took the game to a whole nother level. He just got hurt, and you had to give him his due. Especially being at the time that the NFL was only about 30, 40 years old at that time. You follow? So yeah, man. So those are my guys. Those are my picks and whatnot on the Hall of Fame thing. Hope it comes to fruition, which I probably doubt it. But those are just the guys I think are supposed to be up in there. And there's no reason why somebody like Steve Atwater shouldn't be in there. But that's it's unfortunate. 2 rings. The hit on the call, he was always known as a big hitter. The whole 9 yards. I mean, what else do you want this guy to do? All right? We'll be back in a few minutes. Like I tell you guys all the time, though, there is no GOAT as long as time. There is no GOAT, greatest of all time, as long as time keeps still going on. All right, we'll holler at you guys in a second.